All right, it's still good morning, Anambra. Right now, we're being joined by a core member who is going to share his personal experience concerning Saturday's election. And of course, the Vox Pop will come to you in due time. We have in the studio core member Emmanuel Folani. Glad to have you in the studio.
Same here.
And that name?
Anyway, to avoid any distance, I'm not Northern, I'm Yoruba.
You're Yoruba?
Yes.
All right, good to have you in the studio.
Yeah, same here. I'm very happy to be here.
Concerning Saturday's election, postponement of election, were you among the ad hoc staff?
Yes.
All right, tell us all about it.
All right, so in the morning I woke up, I got a text to be there at exactly 10 a.m. I tried to be as early as possible. I didn't sleep at some point. I had to try and get ready as early as 8. I was rushing myself out. And then by 10 I was there, and then there was this crowd. Everywhere was pasted with papers. And I was wondering, this is something you could have easily had on soft copy and put on WhatsApp for us. Okay, I told myself I will not be among that crowd. And then I decided to just wait back. And a lot of us were like that. There was a lot of push-arounds, there was dust flying all over. And it started like that. I found my name, APO VP for a particular constituency or ward. All right, we were waiting for the SPO's call and all of that. Still all of this where, we didn't know what was going to happen. So I kept waiting. I thought I would go home and come back, but I'd already gotten myself ready for, not going back home. 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 o'clock we were supposed to be picked up and, taken to our rack centers.
That was on Friday?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Still on Friday. 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. Okay. I was hungry. I needed to get something to eat. Fortunately for me, I was amongst those people whom INEC had paid us. Some people were unfortunate to not have the movement fee. So I used that and got myself some food to eat. 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. Okay, what was happening? I was going to feel sleepy. In all of this, personally for me, I just felt, I said, well, if this was how it was going to be, I think it should supposed to have been on INEC to have told us to get prepared for something like this. Because when NYSC told us to come to camp, they had already informed us how camp would be. So we had our mind prepared for what we were going to meet. For us, for people in a sense who live in hotel kind of houses, you know that you're going to live in a place that will have mosquitoes. So you get yourself ready for those kind of things. You
come with your nets.
Come with your net and all of that. So you have no reason to complain because they've told you where you're coming to meet.
Ahead.
So, but yeah, there was nothing like that. They kept saying your welfare is assured and all. And then, even if you're trying to see out all of these things that was going to possibly happen, take away the election postponement, that's not my problem. My problem is how we were. In the end, most of us slept on the road. Yes.
All right, let's see who is here before you continue. Hello, good morning. Hello. Oh, we lost that.
Right, hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Hello, good morning. Okay.
It seems they're still on holiday.
Cool. Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead with what you're saying.
So, for me personally, I talk from one particular perspective, which is more of what I actually studied in school, and that's management. There was no order, there was disorganization. Look at the gate, look at INEC, look at how we're being tossed around. At some point, we're beginning to have the security officers being unfairly violent with us. And I was like, we are core members here, and we are not, it's just an ad hoc, and they want to look at the way you're reacting to us. So I just took a step backwards, and I was like, I think there is a lot of anomaly here. I think there's no right management to what was going to be, just had us to come and work, and in the end, it's not what is actually coming out to be. For some other people, they have reasons to be angry. Personally, my own opinion, I was just sad about the whole thing. I was just sad. I couldn't cry, obviously, but I was really sad. And then I just hoped for the best. But come on, a lot of things are so obvious to us right now for us to think the best is going to come in the short term.
And finally, when the news came that...
Oh, please. That was when the news came. I woke up, while I was sleeping on the chair, I was charging my phone somewhere. I rested my bag, I was sleeping on the chair. So 4 a.m. I woke up. And then, all of us were sitting in front of INEC. Some people were sitting in some shops opposite the INEC office there in Anambra. And then some people had already known. Me, I didn't know. So I just saw the news, 4 a.m. going to 5. Maybe still I shouted, no, INEC cannot be serious. And everyone was like, really, you just knew? I just woke up. Oh, no, you cannot be a clown on this. I said, yes, I just woke up to discover that this is what it's going to be like. Ah, my God. I said, well, it has happened. Why would they have gotten to this point?
All right, we'll get back to you. Now, elder, you are an elder. How would you react to Emmanuel's experience over the weekend?
I think on the sideline there should be a movie on this incident. So I'm giving the assignment to the Nollywood industry to actually look at it and come up with a very interesting movie on what happened over the weekend. And for the copper here, it's quite unfortunate and it's a pity because NYSC has a purpose, and these people have been assembled as coppers and being served this kind of dish. What will be their perception of their country, which they are serving?
All right, let's see.
Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
All right, go ahead, elder.
So I wonder what they will go home. So many of them that came from different parts of the country, to serve, and they are being served this kind of dish at this time. It has left a lasting scar and wrong impression on them as youth coppers. That is just the fact. Our problem in this particular instance is not because INEC postponed the election. Understand? But the manner, and in spite of all the assurances and the way the thing came, we've had postponement before, just as have been established here. But we've not experienced this type of postponement. In military strategy, you call it decoy. When you know that you want to attack from the north, you amass the armament and equipment as if you are coming from the south.
Morning.
Hello?
Yeah, good morning.
Your name and location.
Hello.
Hello, we can hear you, and I need you to move away from your TV set so we can have a very good conversation.
Yeah, my name is Christian. I'm calling from Christian.
Your name is? Hello? Hello? All right, please, when you do call us as much as possible, move away from your TV set, or better still, turn down the volume of your TV set. We talk about it time and time again so we can have a very clear discussion. Now, you were saying something because it's good he's here. I also had another core member, Anthony, of course, he's one of us here, and he told me his experience in Idemili South. When he went there, a whole lot of core members was actually pushed to Idemili South. And, he sent me pictures, and this was around 10, 11 p.m. at night while we're chatting on WhatsApp, where they were gathered like sardine, packed, some sleeping on the floor outside. It was a sight that nobody wants to actually, get to see. Now, with all this that has happened, we have an election postponed a week from last Saturday. It's going to be happening this Saturday. And I'm asking you, as an elder who's been here and witnessed a lot of elections, what hope do we have? Because everybody's coming out to say, don't be deterred, don't be discouraged, come out, vote, be strong, we're going to make it happen, and all those kind of words. What hope do we have that this coming Saturday's election will hold? And what faith do the Nigerian people have in finding out or getting to know that the elections will be free, fair, and credible?
For me, my own would be a word of advice. We've come this far, we cannot go back. We just have to be very, very hopeful and optimistic that Saturday is going to be better. In fact, I must encourage every Nigerian that this Saturday is a task that must be performed. Let Nigerians take it as a task of retaking back their country. The unfortunate thing about this coppers being exposed to this kind of thing, it's quite painful because tomorrow some of them, maybe one of them will become INEC chairman tomorrow. And some of them will hold positions of appointment and decision-making positions in this country tomorrow. Now they have been exposed to this kind of thing, and they are being taught that this kind of thing can happen, and it's of no consequence, and nothing really happens, and it just goes.
And becomes a cycle.
Of course, tomorrow they will go there, do their own, and they will cite today's incidents. Just as it's being cited that elections have been postponed before now. Elections have been, so there has been a precedent. So tomorrow, one of them who becomes INEC chairman tomorrow will go there and maybe commit something worse and cite this particular one that you even experienced it when he was a copper.
All right.
What kind of country are we building out of this kind of mess?
All right, we believe it to get better. At this point, please, we are going back to the Vox Pop right now. Please, we'll be back.
Totality of Nigerians. I'm aware that some people sit here, Lagos, Kano, even abroad, were not for this election. Less than 24 hours, as and all, it's unfair. Personally, I'm not happy, and I'm sure other Nigerians are not happy.
To me, it is very embarrassing. Everybody was looking forward to it, and so much resources was committed to ensure that the election was carried out free and fair. I believe the INEC knows why they have decided to cancel the election. Everybody should sheath their sword. Nobody should make any uproar out of it.
Throughout the months, election ga of man. So mana if we go na mboni na wa igbacha aburu ihe nkete na abu. The more ndị ga to vote bụ mgbe ọbụla ekwukwele shepụtanụ like na-ekwu na postpone to next week. The more mbụ next week ahụ ka ba ncha niile pụta ya tụọ vote.
Election of 4 years. Akwadowe ka prepare for 4 years. Only to be postponed on the day of the election, about 5-6 hours of the election period. I know there are news in the election. Even when INEC materials have already arrived in my community, I will say an election have been postponed. It's a calamity. If the Okuga Monsieur Joy, if the loader and if of the late the gear.
Anyway, my cousins, my friends in this Abuja when Atacha, Mandisi, neighboring countries where Batasia about to election to exercise their constitutional given rights. Few minutes, few hours, to election, a postponed election. It is bad because in every other climb, in every other developed nation, actually, he postponed the election. And they postponed the election like a week to the election.
No matter if I need to vote, a national election. So you want to work with Nigeria. The modern day, never know where it was. I know. Actually, next Saturday, only after Nibe. Can to vote? Only win you, Jebe.
That was Nigerians voicing their opinions there on how they felt concerning the postponement of Saturday's general elections in Nigeria. And we also, we have in the studio a core member that was supposed to be part of the election, ad hoc staff, on that they're sharing his experience. Now there's something else that said, and I know that you feel the same way as a youth, and you're experiencing this kind of a thing in your own country. How does it feel? How do you see the future of your country as regards conducting of elections?
For me personally, when one is conducting elections and you're using also NYC staff, core members to facilitate these elections, what is key is how you make sure that our welfare is taken care of. Well, away from that, looking at the future generations and what they see, one highlight that comes to my mind is the image of NYC in itself. It wants to push out to everyone one day that we are out there to restructure the country. We are out there to build youth who have ideologies, who have the mind of helping the country have a better life. Youth with better mindset for me. In order to push the country forward. And then someone else who is not yet a core member sees this outside, sees this on the social media and says, if this is what NYC represents, what in the end are they trying to achieve? If this is what we actually look like out there. Some people say a lot of different things, a lot of banters going on Twitter, on social media and all of that. But away from it is still the fact that, from my own personal opinion, I have reasons to be very angry, as I said earlier on. But in a way, I'm not. I'm just really disappointed. Really disappointed about the fact that they keep failing us, and keep reducing us the chances that we, in a way, can. Yeah, that's it. That's a picture. Exactly. Oh, please, lots of them. All
right, let's see who's here. Hello. Oh, we lost that. Go ahead.
All right. So they keep reducing our chances. I keep citing this particular example to someone. There's this particular president in the US who, when he resigned because of the things that happened in his reign, he didn't apologize. But afterwards, while he apologized, United States, the youth of America decided had hope on the seat. They saw that the seat was more credible anymore. They didn't see it as credible anymore because of what he did. And I look with what they keep doing to us every time, every day. We don't see political positions as credible. We don't want of any of these things. And then we're going to suffer little things like brain drain. Someone like us who have garnered so much of knowledge in Nigeria, who know so much. In fact, the best minds are not even in Nigeria, and they're from Nigeria. We run away because we are afraid of what the system will do to us. So we look at this in a whole system way, and then I'm like, okay, if the system is not having me to fit in, why am I trying to be there anymore? Let me just go to somewhere that can help me fit in. And that's why you keep seeing scholarships out there, and youth are running away. I don't want to run away. I hope for a better Nigeria, sincerely. Really hope for a better Nigeria. But it's failing me day by day.
All right, well, we can go on and just keep talking about it. Well, those are other reactions coming from Nigerians from the Twitter social media, and that's coming from Uche Jumbo Rodriguez. Well, Uche is a Nollywood actress. She says, "This is very disappointing at INEC Nigeria. International observers are in Nigeria. Youth corps members assigned to you are sleeping on floor. People travel to vote. Budget spent. It's been 4 years in making, yet you waited till today, election day, to postpone it." Lots of reactions are still coming.
All right, this one is coming from Ike Chuku, a logistical nightmare. We haven't learned from history in this country. This has taken us to the Stone Age. The INEC chairman gave no logical reasons to balance our psyche, which means he saw this coming. Lucky John Osagi, only in Nigeria will election be postponed on election day. The INEC chairman is as incompetent as Buhari himself. Let's not read all that. We have had, thanks to them for the disappointment. It shows their incompetence.
Well, we can go on and on. Well, that's our very own Blossom Martins. Thank you, INEC, for disorganizing my plans for 23rd of February and 9th of March. May God judge you. We can go on and on. Dear INEC and Nigeria, as a media firm, understanding the position you hold and work you do, we believe you are impartial, just, and transparent. You have promised no postponement severally. Don't fail us now. Well, it happened anyway. INEC finally failed us, but I trust that Nigerians are not caught short in hopes as they want to vote in the future. Nigeria decides on the 23rd. We can go on and on. There are lots of.
All right, we also have Prince Uche Secondos there. That's chairman of PDP.
Yes.
The postponement, which is part of a grand design by the All Progressives Congress at official APCNG towards the will of Nigerians at all costs, clearly exposes INEC Nigeria as a failure. And I call on the chairman of the commission, Professor Mahmood Yakubu, to resign immediately. Dele Momodu Ovation says, unless a miracle is performed tonight, this election cannot go on as planned. INEC is worried about the backlash and making calls to very important stakeholders to seek their cooperation and agreement on the way forward. I think this came before the postponement. All right, quickly. All right, do we still have more on the Twitter account?
Well, we can actually just go on. We have to go now. Time is really not our friend. But okay, you want to say something?
Yes, actually, I wanted to react quickly to what Emmanuel said about their fear. The youth running away in the face of what they experience day by day as a result of what happened on Saturday. So I think this will now go in line as the reasons are you to keep flying away from our country. What's your take before we wrap up?
Well, you don't blame anybody that wants to fly away out of the country. Why would you blame him? We keep hoping against hope that we have a better Nigeria, but I don't know what is happening. I'm even thinking, that position of INEC chairman, can't we give it to a youth? Is it not possible we try a youth as an INEC chairman?
But then again, some other people were actually of the opinion that just the way, they vote for the presidency, why don't we also vote for an INEC chairman? A lot of people was actually going through.
It's possible. It's possible. We can look at it in the course of the amendment and incorporate it in the Electoral Act. Let the position of INEC chairman, be by vote, by whatever means.
Okay.
Somebody mentioned about independence of INEC. The truth is, by the law creating INEC is not actually independent. Okay. INEC is still a commission under the presidency. By the way it is structured. So you cannot really say that truly that INEC is independent.
Oh, probably you remove the word independent.
Sorry, there is something that we omitted in this discussion. Sorry, let me just point it a little. The reason the INEC chairman gave us, logistics. We don't even know, in the context of the law, the act, INEC operates with. Does it really factor in this issue of logistics? Because I've tried to look at section 21, subsection 1 of the Electoral Act as amended, and I didn't see any term logistics as a reason for postponement of any election in Nigeria. The Act envisaged if there is any serious reason that could breach peace. Security. If election is conducted on a particular date, then the second one is maybe natural disaster.
Another big topic of discussion.
Natural disaster, and in this instance, we don't have any of the two conditions.
And we had logistics. A lot of people are still bothered because you can't just wake up in the morning. Does it mean that the chairman himself is not aware that these things, the so-called logistics he actually gave as an example, was not in place before Saturday's election?
I don't want to believe that. However, I don't want to conduct a conspiracy theory. I understand. But what I've said here, which I'm repeating, is that the man has demonstrated that he's not capable.
All right, let's take this call before we wrap up. Hello, good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from? Hello? All right. Good morning. Quickly, what's your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Masha. I'm calling from Enugu.
Okay, Masha from Enugu. Be fast about it for want of time.
The issue of election day. For me, I don't really understand all our big men that are doing us and the president and other people for them to come to the nation. They are forced to come. But my own constitution is that all those kind of things that they are having is unfair. That's my time to what those things supposed to make other situations pass over and forth. That they should continue. Because why they should continue to go back and vote is that we want to switch the bad rulers out and make the good one enter. That is my own contribution.
All right, thank you very much, Marshall. Please, we don't have time again. Your last would encourage the people before we go concerning Saturday's election.
I'm just going to encourage my fellow co-members to look away from the disappointment we had on Saturday. We are in a Nigeria that's trying to come back from its crumbles. That's what I still see.
All right, it's been nice having you on the show, Emmanuel Fulani. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
And that's your name, I think.
It still intrigues you, right?
All right, thank you so much, Elder Eloka, for coming on the show.
Thank you.
And we also appreciate Comrade Choka Uzezie, who's been here before now. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Good morning, Anambra Show today. We're going to take you over to the news desk now, and this is where Good Morning Anambra Show terminates for now. For your time, we say very big thanks. My name is Nonye Nwokoye.
And I'm a burial going to remember no shishi for bribe. All right? Bye-bye.